We are very, very lucky to have a very inspirational, motivational, thought-forward program to present to you. Mr. John Corrett, you are going to tell your story?
Yes.
If you haven't had a chance to go on his website and read his story, then he's going to share that with you today. I think he epitomizes what it means to pull yourself up from your bootstraps and move forward. And that's something that at one point or another in our lives, maybe not my young folks yet, but at some day, you're going to realize what that means. And sometimes it's very, very difficult to do, but when you do it, you own things. You are on top of the world. And I think that's where Mr. Corrett's going to take us today. He's going to show us what it means to be down and how to overcome, and give us some pointers and tips that we can use in our own lives to be able to stay positive, stay focused, and not let life's, big and little challenges get us down. So, can you guys give him a great big warm welcome? Woo!
Hello everyone, thank you for coming out tonight. As she said, my name is John Corrett, and I'm the CEO of Right Hook Media. Right Hook Media is a media company that focuses on breaking barriers. Breaking barriers, and barriers that come in all shapes and sizes. So let me give you a little background on me. I'm 44 years old, but 20 years ago, my life was a little different, okay? I left Brooklyn, New York, many years ago, in an effort to restart my life. I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger, and I associated with people that none of you should ever want to associate with, okay? But I wanted to make a change in my life, so I decided to go to Jacksonville, Florida, and ask my aunt if I could stay with her and get myself together. I won't say which aunt, but when I got to her door and I knocked and I said, hey, I'm here and I want to make some changes. I'm not doing those things anymore. She was quick to tell me, I love you, John, but I know what you're about, and with all my heart, you can't stay here. I don't want the problems that you had in New York coming to my door. And understandably so, she had 4 young daughters about y'all's age, and thinking back, I can understand why she said what she did. So I told my aunt, you know what, I love you, it's cool, no problem. I actually have a friend that lives on the beach. I'm going to stay with him, and I'll just come and check in from time to time. She said, great, do that, take care of yourself. Well, I didn't have a friend on the beach. That was my first time in Florida. So with what money I had in my pocket, which was about $100, I went down to the beach and sat on a bench and just tried to think about what I was going to do. And before I knew it, I got sleepy, it got late, and I decided, well, it's clean. I may as well just try to catch an hour nap or so. I was woken up by a nudge from a policeman about 9 in the morning. He says, hey buddy, you can't sleep here. I was like, oh. I didn't realize I overslept, I'm sorry. I'm going to meet my friends, and I left. And I walked a little further down the beach and used a little more of the money I had, got myself something to eat. It got late again. I got tired. I found another bench and I slept there. And that went on for a while. Throughout my time of going from bench to bench, I met a few kids, because I was younger then, that lived in the area, and we became friends. And they would say, hey, you know what? I know you don't have anywhere to stay. My parents go to work at 9 o'clock. Why don't you come over? You can crash, get a shower, eat a little something, but you gotta leave before they come back. So that went on for a while. Some of those days, those houses weren't available to me. And if you ever want to have a touch of reality, find yourself in a situation where now your money is gone, and you're hungry, and you find people like this nice gentleman here. What's your name? Mark. Someone like this gentleman, Mark, and you might walk over and say, Mark, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Please forgive me, but I hadn't eaten today. I was wondering if you were going to finish that. And some Marks would say, oh yeah, sure, here you go. And others would just kind of ignore me. And it's humbling to feel that way. Never asked anyone for a meal. Used to make good money, but did it all the wrong ways. Didn't want to go back to that. I decided that it was better for me to ask Mark for a sandwich than to go back to that life that I had left. You see, my turning point was at the end of a gun. And When I woke up in the hospital a week later, 20 pounds lighter and having trouble walking, I realized that that life wasn't for me. So that's the way I showed up at my aunt's door. And again, that's why I don't blame her for turning there.